Okay, good morning all. This is the continuation class of the yesterday's one, and also we will try to recap what we covered yesterday, and we will move forward to further topics today. So until yesterday, what we covered basic things of about overview about the MNC jobs, like how the towers has been segregated and those things. And just we can recap just 2 minutes and then we will move to further. So yesterday what we have covered, like how the companies has been segregated, like what kind of sectors we have and how to we will get the clients from the different kind of business. And next one, what kind of towers which we have and where we are going to work, like captive based or product based companies like that. And in the towers we have like R2R, P2P, O2C, FPNA. These are we covered yesterday. R2R means like record to report related to journal entries, production, preparation and posting, from booking of the journal entries to finalization of the balance sheet and P&L account and cash flow statements. So coming to P2P, that particularly they are responsible for procuring raw materials until payment. So that is the process they will be taken care. And the next one is like AR, as we discussed already, just overview. Order to cash means from once finished goods are ready for sell to the customers and they are uh, billing, from billing to until the customers has been repaid our amount and applying that cash to the respective invoice. And last one, FPNA, financial planning and analysis. This is basically what we are management decision making for us. We will do after completion of the month end closure. We will do analysis, whatever the reports required for the management for further decision making. That all the things will be working by the financial planning and analysis team. So these are the teams, and in terms of in interviews they will ask sometimes. So you are belongs to which team, and they will ask sometimes what is the SODs. So in previous one of the interviews they asked what is meaning of SOD and DOA, delegation of authority. Delegation of authority means like they are delegating the authority for respective towers and respective authorization of the invoices. For example, if some person is going for leave for a long period and that person he don't have access to company's email, but right now they need some approval. So that time they will give some authority, delegation of the power to the other person. So that we call as a delegation of the authority. And SOD means segregation of the duties. It is work has been segregated between the towers. So this is the a responsible area to until AP area, this is the AR area, this is the GL R2R area. Like that, the work has been segregated that we call as an SODs. So coming to KPI, SLA, PLA, TAT. So these all are the parameters to track your work. What is the work they are assigned to you? Like client giving the business to the BPO companies or outsourcing companies or product. If you work for client, so their KPIs and SLAs looks bit different as compared to the outsourcing companies. If you work for outsourcing companies, they have very strict timelines of KPI. KPI means key performance indicators, and SLA means service level agreements. PLA means project or process level agreements, and TAT is the one of the base important for them. So in interviewer, sometimes they want to test you. Sometimes they will ask what is your activity TAT turnaround time, and if you don't know, I don't know that means like that. So then they will get to know that you don't have experience. This is the terminology for you should know what is the TAT and SLAs, these things, because every activity they have their TAT, SLAs and KPIs for most of the service based, they are providing service based clients. Even product based also they have their TAT and SLAs, KPIs will be SLAs, KPIs. And this basically how they will calculate. So whatever the activity they are assigned under the any kind of towers, they have two parameters. One is the timelines, and second one is the accuracy. And mainly, while they are doing the KPI working, I used to do my KPIs for my team members, whatever they performed the activities. So I, first of all, I will take that whatever the activities he performed. Let me show example of the activities which are comes under GL team or whatever the teams based. See, this is the one of the close calendar, and this is the activities example of the month-end checklist. So this we call as a month-end calendar or month-end checklist or month-end activity list. So like that we have every company has their own calendar. So this is one of my previous client calendar. So we will prepare calendar like this, and we are going to target to complete our month end closure like this. So as and when if you given some target date, and we should supposed to complete the target on or before the target date. If we exceed the target date, we should supposed to make the payment to the penalty in terms of penalty to the respective client. For example, as I mentioned in the client right here. So BPO company and the client has an agreement. So we are providing services to you on or before so and so date as per the timeline which we agreed. But we not provided, it means like we are unable to complete our activities within the timeline. Then this Infosys or TCS company has to pay penalty to the clients. So these kind of agreements we have. So because of that, the person who is handling the respective activities, he has to complete that respective date. In particularly in big MNC companies, not only in big MNC companies, everyone has their own agreements. So whenever we have some agreements, we need to try to complete that whatever the assigned activities on or before timelines which we have. If something is sometimes what is the problem here? So whenever you need to do some activity, for example, to close month end, you need some input details, right? So those details which are pending from their side, like client side, so that will not comes under our SLA or TAT. It will not comes under if something, if you miss it to close the books on or before CD means like close day. So I will explain this all the days also, like how the calendar will be segregated and what is mechanism of the month and close calendar. So these things I will explain in today itself. So CD means like close day 8, and CD here is the CD5, CD8, CD2 like that. So you can see activity name, and it is comes under category like month and close category, and activity it comes under AP, AR, fixed assets or month end closure or inventory cutoff. Like that we have month end close timelines. For that we have CD5, CD8, CD2. But you performed instead of CD2 to CD3, then you missed, you breached your timelines. That time either it is a internal problem or external problem. Problem in the sense you unable to get your data to complete your activity for delay from the client side, then no need to make the penalties. If you perform the activities, but the fault is the mistake whatever we have done from our side, like company side, what you are working for the Infosys side, then they have some agreements, right? So we need to make some written some penalty in terms of penalty. Why? Because if we are unable to close our books and they're not able to submit their books to their local bodies and their stakeholders, and they are unable to provide financial statements to the on time. So that is the implication. So because of that, we have very strict timelines, and this what we call as timelines accuracy basis. We calculate this KPIs. So this is mainly prepared by the team leader and above, and generally in like associates, as I mentioned here in the below, associates, senior associates like that, they will do this regular day-to-day business transactions work. But team leader and above, they will what they will do, they will review the work which was done by the associates and senior associates. So those kind of work they will review, and that members maybe around 100 members of team is there, maybe for each member. for each team leader, they can assign 5 to 10 members of as a to review their work. Like that, they will assign some persons to the team leader or assistant manager. Some companies they will assign assistant manager. Company, some companies they might be assigning team leaders. Some companies they will assign managers also because they product based companies. So directly reviewed by the manager. Like that, they have company policies. But any company, whatever the activities which are assigned, they need to complete within timeline along with accuracy. These two are the key parameters for the billing. Billing in the sense, so there is a client and companies. So they both have an agreement. For example, if you hide for Vodafone itself, yesterday I mentioned this is the client and they got to the Infosys company, client Vodafone. If you hide for Vodafone itself, you work for captive, then you work for themselves. Yesterday which we mentioned. So what is happening here? There is some penalty if you miss to make, but in the company itself if you work now, so they both are all are same. So that is why captive based companies little bit timelines are little bit can be possible to postpone, but in terms of coming to service based companies very difficult to postpone whatever the timelines. So that is why there is some work pressure will be more in terms of coming to service organization as compared to product based companies. So now they will issue the invoice, whatever the activities has been completed. Infosys is issuing the invoice to the clients and they will get amount. But they are hiring for you around 10 lakhs, but they are charging 15 lakhs. The 10 to 15 to there is some margin is 5 lakhs. That is the profit for service based company. So that kind of, if you miss to perform one activity, client will deduct 1 lakh. So 14 lakhs only you will get it. If you miss to 2 activities, 30 lakhs only they will pay to the Infosys company. Like that, they have some agreements. So that is why whenever you are going to work for these big companies, you should be good in terms of whatever the activities assigned to you. You need to complete accuracy and timeliness. For this purpose, whatever the precautions, these service-based companies will be taken care, like training and reviewing. So any kind of controls, everything they will be in place to complete that activities on time. They will do some meetings on daily basis, and they connect each other. And so these are the process steps. Yesterday, what we discussed, and working days I will try to cover right now because these things are very very important, like working days are closed days. So in MNCs or any kind of companies if you go, they will ask first in interview questions like what is your month end close cycle and when it starts and when it gets over, like that they will ask. So it generally, as I mentioned in this screen, might be you can see in MSc timelines. ఇక్కడ మీరు ఈ ఎంఎస్సి సైట్ మంత్ ఎండ్ క్లోజ్ టైంలో మీరు చూస్తున్నారు కదా. సో దీంట్లో మనకు బిజినెస్కి క్లోజ్ క్యాలెండర్ అనేది ఇక్కడ డిస్ప్లేలో ఉంది. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద మంత్ ఎండ్ క్లోజ్ కేటగిరీ అండ్ యాక్టివిటీ అండ్ టార్గెట్ డేట్ అండ్ వాట్ వీ కంప్లీటెడ్. సో ఫర్ దీస్ పర్పస్ దే మెన్షన్ CD5 and CD8 and CD2. As I prepared this one CD5, CD8, CD2. So we generally how the month end calendar will be prepared by us. For example, today is the March 2nd. So in March in the month of March, yesterday is the date 1 and today is the 2. So for the month of February, we are closing the books right now. So why we are going to close the books right now? So in internationally, they want to, as I mentioned here, see. So AP cutoff, inventory cutoff, fixed asset cutoff, and AR cutoff. So cutoff in the sense, the entries which are related to AP. AP means like accounts payable related, any kind of business transaction related accounting entries or invoice postings or payments or any kind of things. We should supposed to be complete on or before CD5 for the for February close related books. CD5 means let's see. Generally, Saturday, Sundays are excluded, or any public holidays or agreed holidays between the client and the company what we are working. So those things are we are excluded. So only we will consider apart from Saturday, Sunday, and only those business working days that we call as a close days or working days or business days. So, for example, we are into February month closure period, and right now, today is the 2nd of March, and February is the 28th is the last working day for the February period. But right now we are in the March period, so February books we are closing until a CD means like close day or working day. So close day means the what we have next month first working day in the month of for the February close what when we are going to close until work day 5. సో ఇప్పుడు మన బుక్స్ అనేవి అంటిల్ వర్క్ డే 5 వరకు మనం క్లోజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు యాజ్ పర్ ద అగ్రిమెంట్ which we have between the client and service based company what we are working like outsourcing company or what Infosys or TCS any company which you are going to work. సో మీరు ఏ కంపెనీలో వర్క్ చేస్తారో వర్క్ డే 5 వరకు మనకు క్యాలెండర్ ప్రకారం మనకు అగ్రిమెంట్ ప్రకారం టైం ఉంది. సో అప్పటి వరకు మనం ఏపీ రిలేటెడ్ పోస్టింగ్స్ అన్ని కంప్లీట్ చేయాలి. తర్వాత ఫిక్స్డ్ అసెట్ రిలేటెడ్ పోస్టింగ్స్ అన్ని కానీ లేకపోతే మన ఫిక్స్డ్ అసెట్ క్లోజ్కి సంబంధించి ఏమైతే యాక్టివిటీస్ ఉంటాయో క్రియేషన్ క్యాపిటలైజేషన్ we have detailed analysis and detailed process prospective each close process how it will be looks like everything we will be covered in upcoming classes like we have topics right here. So next in fixed asset accounting we will cover detail, but right now we are going to cover this step one by one. That is why uh, we are going to recap these timelines. Let me start with again the close calendar how looks like. Generally Saturday Sunday exclude చేస్తే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫిబ్రవరిలో లాస్ట్ సాటర్డే సండే అంటే 25 అండ్ 26 అనేది ఎక్స్క్లూడ్ అయిపోయింది కదా. సో ఈ ఫిబ్రవరి బుక్స్ మనం క్లోజ్ చేస్తున్నాం. వెన్ వీఆర్ క్లోజింగ్ ఫిబ్రవరి బుక్స్, సో 28 ఈజ్ ద -1, 27 ఈజ్ ద -2. -2 మీన్స్ లైక్ CD -2 or work day -2. Some companies will call CD and some companies will call work day, some companies will call business day. So anything are equal. There might be terminals will be differ, but the thing is what their intention is same for any company. Business day, work day, or close day, or calendar day. Calendar day is different. Close day, business day, and work day. These three terminals they will use. Company to company might be different, but thing is every company will be remain same, process remains same. I worked for different clients, but most of the all the clients same calendar. Some companies they fall on weekly base, weekly close calendar. Some companies will fall on monthly calendar, or some companies they fall on 7 days or 5 days. Depends on the company. They will follow the close calendar. Based on that only, our all work will be segregated. This is the base for us to work what any kind of activities. If you don't know this calendar and this month end activities and timelines, then it's very difficult to you to work in any company. So if you go for even 2 years of experience, and they will definitely will ask in interviews, oh, what is the month end close calendar, and tell me from what date to what date you are going to work, and what are the activities you do, and what kind of activities you do in the previous company, and tell me the process flow from starting to ending, how you will get the inputs and how you will be accounting those kind of entries, and how you are going to be complete that activity, and where you maintain the data, and how you are going to reply to them. Like that, you will get a lot of questions, cross questions between one. It is interlinked all together. So now -2 means like 27, -3 means Saturday, Sunday we are going to be excluded. Why? Because it's not a working days for us. So it is a holiday for everyone. Agreed holidays. It is Saturday, Sunday is the weekend. So we will not consider in to work in our activities. That is why we are excluded. And coming to -3 is the means like workday -3 is 24. So and -4 is the 23. Like that it will be segregated the activities. So you what you need to do. So each and every activity we have mentioned that date for each month. Once month end is completed, our team leader what he will do, he will take the calendar and he will send that calendar to the client. Once client is approved, we will save that calendar in our SharePoint. Our SharePoint, whatever the users, we will also mention. Let me show. Here we will take the we will as a team leader or assistant manager. What I will do, I will take the all the activities which are there as per the country. For example, you are going to, as I mentioned here, as I mentioned here, client having the business in different locations. Okay, for this might be huge business, and I will take two associates or senior associates for to do work of UK, and for USA also we have major business. I will assign more work to the this associates and senior around two people here, one person here. Like that I will assign based on how it get assigned work also I will tell you, because we have everything is calculated. Okay, so let me show you that one also, how we are going to calculate number of FTs also. So this is the example of same kind of example which we already same way how it will be gets activities has been segregated. Let me see. So this is the activities, and this is the working day. As I mentioned just now, might be little bit understanding of the working days or calendar days or business days like that, and what is the due date and when, whether it is completed or not, like that. For each activity, we have some hours. Like it will take. We will already analyze at the time of getting the project. We analyze the how many hours it will take for this activity, how many hours it will take for this activity. Like that, initially we already done the analysis, and based on that, we are calculating number of FTs, how many FTs is required to do this work. Like that, we already calculated. So you don't bother about the so many activities are assigned to me, how I will handle, like that, you will get confused. But initially, at the time of getting the project, they already done the analysis. Like it's higher level, we will do the analysis. So this is the activities we are supposed to be get from the client, and this is the activity will take around 3 hours. This activity will take 5 hours. This activity will take 2 hours. Like that, approximately we have already at the time of getting the client from the business, from the captive based the company, what we are getting the clients, we already calculated hours, number of hours is required to complete that activities, like salaries, commitment, bad dates, forex. So each activity ways we do the we will go to on-site client site, and then what we will do, we will take already data whatever the activities they are doing, and how much time they are taking at the time before taking project from their side to from ours. సో మన ప్రాజెక్ట్ వాళ్ళ నుంచి మనం తీసుకునే దానికంటే ముందులే ఈ అనాలిసిస్ అనేది ఆల్రెడీ చేస్తాం మనం, చేసేసి ఎన్ని అవర్స్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ అవుతుంది. సో ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ వి విల్ క్యాలిక్యులేటెడ్. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ ఎంతమంది ఎంప్లాయీస్ కావాలి, ఎఫ్టీ మీన్స్ ఫుల్ టైమ్ ఎంప్లాయీస్. సో ఈ బిల్డింగ్ అనేది ఈ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ని బేస్ చేసుకుని ఆ కంట్రీకి ఎంతమంది మనం అసైన్ చేయాలనేది ఆల్రెడీ మన వర్కింగ్లో ఉంటుంది. సో ఆ వర్కింగ్స్ అన్ని ఆల్రెడీ ఎట్ ద టైమ్ బిఫోర్ అగ్రిమెంట్ విత్ ద క్లయింట్ వీ ఆల్రెడీ డన్ దిస్ బేసిక్ వర్క్. ఓకే, సో దట్ వర్క్ విల్ బి డన్ బై ది టాప్ లెవెల్ మేనేజ్మెంట్ అండ్ టీమ్ లీడర్, అసిస్టెంట్ మేనేజర్, దట్ ఎట్ ద time of getting the KT. So associates or junior associates, no one will do this kind of work. This is just for understanding purpose I am telling you. Okay, so you don't bother about this FT count and these things. You just focus on work, what you will get it the work, whether you are going to complete or not as per the agreed timeline, and with accuracy and along with the time. You should not miss the timeline, and along with the accuracy without any errors. That is the basic thing you need to do it. So rest all will be taken care by the others, like we are going to inform to the client and set up a calls and any gap, why if any delay, is there a dependency from the client side to get input. Those are all the thing we will cover in detail. But right now we are into where we are right now, we are in the calendar. Under that we are segregating the days, and FT is like this is the total number of hours are required, 60 hours. So in month, how many hours like that we will calculate. Let me see that one also. Why? Because it's important for you to understand the concept. Because if you don't know these basic things of hours, how they will calculate and how they will get the work like that, it's very difficult for you because we all are working for the clients and we all are working for the even product based companies also. They do this kind of analysis, then only they will assign some certain kind of task to you. So if you tell I'm taking this activity around 5 hours, they already have their this all what we call uh, scope document. So they already done the analysis and they already provided this is the hours which we are taking, and based on these hours only they will pay to you. So initially they already done the analysis and this activity how much time they know, and even you are telling this activity is taking 10 hours, but as per the agreement of scope only 5 hours, rest of the 5 hours you are wasting. So that is very difficult to wasting our time. So that is why unless there is some issue with some technical issue or some dependency from the client side, that's okay. But as per the scope document we have already agreement, you should be supposed to be completed this activity within 5 hours respective agreed calendar day. That is the basic fundamental thing you need to be know. And for example, if you go for any company, there is generally 9 hours shift is there. Out of that, generally you should supposed to work at least 7 hours of work and 2 hours, that is depends on the company to company. So some companies minimum 7 hours activity time. Activity means like you should supposed to be completely occupied in the system. So like half an hour for lunch break or half an hour for dinner break, like that we have segregated the whatever the available time they will calculate after excluding your breaks, after excluding your whatever the meetings and other things, like you have daily catch-up meeting. So those time you are not able to work it. So those half an hour we need to reduce because you supposed to be give your updates also to us as a assistant manager, a team leader. We will take the feedback and update from the team members, those who are working in the junior level or senior level. So you need to give some updates to the team members. That time maybe it will take some half an hour because of the team members which we have around. We are supporting business around worldwide, and we are connected global call or teams daily catch up call like that. సో మనకి అలా డైలీ మీటింగ్స్ అలా ఉంటాయి ఎందుకంటే వీఆర్ వర్కింగ్ ఆన్ రిమోట్ బేసిస్ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది క్లయింట్ రైట్ నౌ. So company Vodafone is headquarters located in European countries, and right now we are working from India. And how we are connecting from one location to another location, we have some communications to connect like Teams, Skype, or other kind of Zoom, like that we have different kind of tools, right? So you are working bridge between two countries, we have only internet connection. So in internet connection we have different kind of tools we are using and we are connecting each other. So in this case we need some meetings also and to connect the status and to provide the status to the clients. So those kind of meetings also we are excluded because when you are working your activity and it will take some half an hour time, then you are not able to complete that activity. So those kind of things also we will consider, and then we will give the work to you, and then based on that only the person who is responsible, like here we are taking some country Poland. So this is the one of the country and this is the activities he has. So this is the total checklist of the activities as I mentioned here. Why it's coming to why I'm explaining here. So whenever you are working for MSc timelines, okay, you should know this working days and timelines and this accuracy. Based on this only, whatever the work you are doing and everything will be captured. So that is why I'm explaining this detailed overview, because if you go for any company, this process remains same, but there can be possibility of like working days can be different, but everything remains same. Like if you go for any Genpact or Ifro, Infosys, any company, process remains same, but client to client working days or calendar days they can be different based on their requirements. Some companies they want to close their books on workday plus 5, they make it timelines like that. Some companies they want to close their books on workday one itself. Workday one means like March 1st itself. So they make it plan like that. So generally every companies will follow -3 to +3 means around 6 days of calendar they will follow generally, or -4 to +4 maximum 8 days of calendar. So -4 +4, I think you got understood a little bit understood, I believe. If something is not clear, we will try to recap once again also in end of the session. So now we will move to detailed because it's already half an hour completed what we have tried to cover. But I think I believe it's very important. You guys needs to coming to new in terms of MNC perspective when you coming without knowledge to MNC companies, you should know it. If you already know these all the things, that's well and good. If you don't know, definitely you should know. Then only all the activities are depends on like this only. Based on number of hours only, they will be giving the work to you. So here we have around 68 hours. It came around 68 hours total from this all the activities. So generally, how will be calculated? Total 68 hours is whatever the work assigned to you. Out of that, what is the hours actually available for you in that respective month? Generally, out of 9 hours, your activity time means like after excluding meetings and breaks and other things, you should supposed to be work on like around 6.5 hours. And it means around 7 hours నువ్వు average ను వర్క్ చేయాలి. సో చేయాలన్నప్పుడు నీకు 7 అవర్స్ ఇంటూ యాక్చువల్గా మనకు మంత్లో ఎవ్రీ మంత్లో మనకు సాటర్డే సండేస్ ఉంటాయి. అవి ఆల్మోస్ట్ 4 వీక్స్లో ఈచ్ 2 అంటే అరౌండ్ 8 డేస్ పోతాయి. సో 22 డేస్ 21 డేస్ సమ్ మంత్ ఫ్యూ మంత్స్లో 21 డేస్ ఫ్యూ మంత్స్లో 20 డేస్ మన క్యాలిక్యులేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా వర్కింగ్ డేస్. ఆ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ డేస్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని వాళ్ళు యావరేజ్న క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తారు నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ అవర్స్ అవైలబుల్ అవర్స్ ఎంత ఉన్నాయని. సో ఆ అవర్స్ని బేస్ చేసుకొని వాళ్ళు వర్క్ అనేది మనకు అసైన్ చేస్తారు. సో ఈ బేసిక్ థింగ్స్ అనేవి మీకు maybe it's really useful for you to do if you completely new and completely coming to the company and you are doing. So they directly simply they will not give this activity 3 hours like that they will not do. Initially they have done lot of research and lot of work to based on this all the activities like from getting the infos. For example, you need to prepare some Jalri's journal entry. For that you need to get the data, or otherwise you need to take it data from different source like HR department. From that there is some different tools. From that tool to you need to attract the data. For example, HR related payrolls related data is there, and each cost center wise or each department wise how much cost payroll cost has been incurred. So those kind of input related files you need to work it. So each and everything they consider time, and then only they mention this is the total time. Generally it's like only if everything calculate చేసి మనకు వర్క్ అనేది అసైన్ చేస్తారు. దట్ థింగ్ యూ షుడ్ నో, యూ షుడ్ బి అండర్స్టాండింగ్, దెన్ ఓన్లీ వీ విల్ గో ఫర్దర్. సో నెక్స్ట్ వన్ వచ్చేసరికి ఇప్పుడు మనకు టోటల్ అవర్స్ అవైలబుల్ అవర్స్ టోటల్ అవర్స్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఫర్ డేలో 9 అవర్స్ యావరేజ్న ఉంటాయి 22 డేస్లో. సో జనరల్గా మనం ఎప్పుడు మనము ఆఫ్టర్ ఎక్స్క్లూడింగ్ బ్రేక్స్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అరౌండ్ 143 సంథింగ్ అవర్స్ వచ్చినాయి కదా, ఆ అవర్స్లో నుంచి మనకి ఇక్కడ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ అవర్స్ మనకు అసైన్ చేసిన వర్క్ ఎంత 68 అవర్సే ఉంది. సో ఇక్కడ డివైడెడ్ టోటల్ అవర్స్ వర్కింగ్ అవర్స్ డివైడెడ్ బై అవైలబుల్ అవర్స్ అని చెప్పేసి మనం ఇలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం. చేసినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ 0.47 అంటే అరౌండ్ 0.5 FT అంటే ఒక పర్సన్ కూడా ఇక్కడ కంప్లీట్గా ఫుల్ వర్క్ లేదు. సో అలాగే అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారంటే వాళ్ళు ఈ కంట్రీతో పాటు ఇంకొక హాఫ్ FT వర్క్ అనేది నీకు అసైన్ చేస్తారు. అలాగే కంప్లీట్గా నీకు ఒక 1 FT వర్క్ అయితే కంపల్సరీ నీ చేత వర్క్ అని చేయించుకుంటారు. So definitely they will assign at least 1 FT work. If the project they don't have sufficient project, they will give you 0.5 work, but they will use remaining 0.5 FT work for other parts like APA or something like some analysis work and some other kind of SOPs preparation work or review work. Like that they definitely whatever they will utilize you 100%. If some companies they don't have sufficient work, that's maybe you are lucky person to get only 0.5 FT work in every month. That is a good thing for you. So I think now you guys are a little bit understood about my things, what I'm trying to explain, like calendar days, business days, and how FT calculation, these things. So I believe these things are clear right now. Now we don't want to waste our time, and then we will move to further things. Okay, if you get selected for any company, once you go to the company, maybe you cleared your interview, so you provided whatever they are asking, you given very good answers, and then you selected the company. And once you go to the company, there is a project, right? Every company they have their work, whatever they are doing the business, which we call as a project. I think you already know it, but in terms of what are their work they are doing, what we call in terms of generally coming to end user perspective, there is a two projects. One is existing project and second one is new project. So in existing project, how the process will go, and in new project, how the process will go, we will discuss about these two topics, and then we will move to MEC activities, because these two are very very important. If you don't know, and once you get selected and you don't know which project you are hiring, and what kind of things you need to know. If you mention in your resume 3 to 4 years, but you don't know what is the project, and existing or new project, and where you are going to work, and how you will get the training, and directly you will get work or not. And generally, if you go for any company, there is some process, KT process charts we have, KT plan we have. So whenever you get a new person, we have some KT plans. So that will be taken care by your team manager or your reporting manager, or any kind of your team leader or assistant manager. Particularly your reporting manager will be taking care whatever the thing, you need to be right candidate to get right KT plan, and right, he has to complete their activities within the timeline. That is the main motto of their KT plan. సో నౌ ఇక్కడ మీరు ఆర్గనైజేషన్లో జనరల్గా మనం ఆ వర్క్ అనేది ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, టూ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి. వన్ ఈజ్ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అండ్ సెకండ్ వన్ ఈజ్ న్యూ ప్రాజెక్ట్. సో ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అంటే జనరల్గా వెన్ యూ ఆర్ selected for some company, like take it as some example of TCS, Genfact or Infosys, any company. uh, Once you get selected, there is a two project, one is existing, second one new project. So existing project means they already, how looks like, let me share. Example, what one project which we called as an Apple project, we have one of the project which we received from the client, from the European location to the in India, that we called as an example of Genpact. So we got a project, Apple project. The project is the Apple is the one of the, everyone, and they are manufacturing and selling iPhones, and the mainly what they are doing their manufacturing purpose, and they are incurring some whatever the cost, and they want to know their financials. They want to prepare their financials on monthly basis. They are doing the business worldwide. Now they got the agreement from the Apple to Genpact, and Genpact is the responsible person as per the scope. They need to complete their activities with agreed timelines. Now they already, right now this is the new phase. As I mentioned here, two types of project. One is new and second one is existing. So coming to new project, this is the new project. Right now they got it. First of all, what they will do, they will, Genpact team and Apple team sit together and they will prepare scope document. What is the activities in scope, out of scope? After that, what they will prepare, how many hours required to complete that activity, and based on that, this Genpact team will hire how many number of FTs are required to work their project, and based on that, they will segregate for R2R how many FTs are required, PTP how many FTs are required, FPNA how many FTs are required. Like that, they do the high level analysis. Once they do the high level analysis, and they hire the people. Like for R2R, this many countries we have. For example, in worldwide we have around 100 locations. Out of 100 locations, we need 50 people. So that whatever the 50 people are related to R2R team, and 50 people related to PTP, and maybe 60 people related to OTC, and FP, and maybe 20 people are required. Like that, total Just take an example of 20, sorry, 50, 50, 20. So for example, this one take it as R2R tower, R2R team, P2P team, C team. Because it's very big project and almost we have around 250 members we have in our project because we have around 100 plus countries. So that is why this is the one of the big project which we have and in FPNA. So we have one of the big client around 1,000 plus members which we are working. That is one of the very big client, and 1,000 members means like see how they are doing the business, and from around 100 to 150 years onwards they are doing their business, and they are serving the products and worldwide. So for that purpose they giving the outsourcing work to in our company. So in that around 1,000 plus FTs are working. See how big the project. Here is total 170 FTs are required. Okay, this calculation everything will be done at the time of project initially only, not for every time. Existing project already we have done these calculations at the time of getting this project. This project having the agreement of around 5 years or 3 years depends on the company to company may be having. So for example, they have agreement with the 3 years, and based on the 3 years, the performance based they will extend their agreement like the contract what we have, what we call. ఇక్కడ మనకి అగ్రిమెంట్ అనేది నెక్స్ట్ 3 ఇయర్స్ వరకు మాకు మీరు అకౌంటింగ్ సర్వీసెస్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి అని ఇలా అగ్రిమెంట్ రాసుకుంటారు కదా, ద కంపెనీ బిట్వీన్ యాపిల్ అండ్ జెన్పాక్ట్. అండ్ అప్ టు నెక్స్ట్ 3 ఇయర్స్ ఇలా మంత్ టు మంత్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ మన కేపీఐస్ అండ్ ఎస్ఎల్ఏస్ అంటే మన ప్రాజెక్ట్ లెవెల్ మన టైమ్ లైన్స్ నేను యాజ్ ఐ మెన్షన్ ఇన్ హియర్ ఇక్కడ మెన్షన్ చేసిన ఎస్ఎల్ఏస్ అండ్ కేపీఐస్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దిస్ they will going to be continue or not depends on that only they will decide. సో ఎవ్రీ మంత్ నీ ఇక్కడ మనం చేసే కేపీఐస్ మన ఎస్ఎల్ఏస్ బ్రీచ్ అవుతా ఉన్నాం. సో ఎవ్రీ మంత్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ హ్యాపీ వాట్ ఎవర్ ద సర్వీసెస్ విచ్ ఆర్ ప్రొవైడింగ్, దెన్ డెఫినెట్లీ దే విల్ నాట్ రెన్యూ అవర్ కాంట్రాక్ట్. వై? బికాస్ client is our main guard to the projects, right? You are working for the Genpact company and you got hired in the new project. In the new project, as I mentioned, this many employees are required. Everything has been done. Now how the project phase has been defined. So now they done everything, and now you got this project already agreed, and you are part of the R2R team. So in R2R team, these are the activities they already in scope, out scope. These are the in scope activities. So whenever any kind of project in scope, out of scope, that will be defined initially only. So sometimes you will get some additional activities. So that time what we will do, each and everything we have some process steps that I will explain right now. సో ఇన్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ మనకు వచ్చిన తర్వాత పేజెస్గా డివైడ్ చేస్తారు. ఫస్ట్ ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఈ యాక్టివిటీస్ అన్నిటిని మనం ఇన్ స్కోప్, అవుట్ ఆఫ్ స్కోప్ కింద మనం స్కోప్ డాక్యుమెంట్ ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తాం. చేసిన తర్వాత ఆ ఇన్ స్కోప్ యాక్టివిటీస్ ప్రకారం మనకి కేటీ ప్లాన్ అనేది స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. కేటీ మీన్స్ నాలెడ్జ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్, దట్ వీ కాల్ ద ప్రీ నాలెడ్జ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఆర్ నాలెడ్జ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్. సో ఈ కేటీ అనేది 2 టైప్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఒకటి ఓజేటీ అండ్ సెకండ్ వన్ రిమోట్ కేటీ. ఓజేటీ మీన్స్ సి జనరల్లీ ఓజేటీ ఆర్ రిమోట్ కేటీ. సో జనరల్గా ఓజేటీ అంటే ఆన్ జాబ్ ట్రైనింగ్. సో ఆ రెస్పెక్ట్ ఇప్పుడు మన క్లయింట్ ఎక్కడున్నాడు, యుఎస్ ఆర్ యూరోప్ లొకేషన్లో ఉన్నాడు, మనం ఇండియాలో ఉన్నాం. Why? Because giving to Indians, so in cost of labor in India as far compared to other countries, it's very low. Because of that, they are giving work from other countries to India. So they want to reduce their salary cost in terms of payroll cost. That is why they are giving this all kind of accounting work to the Indians. So particularly Indian-based MNCs or whatever the MNCs which we have. Now you are supposed to go take the KT from this respective country. So how they will go? One is directly you can go to the client location and take the KT, means like knowledge transfer from the respective business owners, and you will come back to India and then you will do the work from the India to there. But from India to foreign countries you need to work. There is some connection required, right? For internet, through internet we have some accesses required. So access in the terms of like SharePoint access, we have files are being shared in the SharePoint and internet like Skype to connect the teams. We have different tools to connect to one person, each connect each other. సో ఇలా కనెక్ట్ అవ్వడానికి రిమోట్ కేటీ ఆర్ ఓజేటీ అని చెప్పాను కదా. సో కొన్ని ప్రాజెక్టులో ఓజేటీకి మిమ్మల్ని సెండ్ చేస్తారు, ఆన్ సైట్ క్లయింట్కి పంపించి అక్కడ మీరు ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ కేటీ తీసుకుంటారు. కొన్ని ప్రాజెక్టులకి ఏమవుతుందంటే రిమోట్ కేటీ. I went for a OJT around 3 to 4 times as part of my knowledge transfer plans. So OJT on-job training client location కి వెళ్ళాలంటే you should be good in your English and you should be good in terms of your subject knowledge, and you should be able to tackle the clients. So otherwise it's very difficult, because if you send a without knowledgeable person to the client location, how he will take that KT and how our process will be stabilized. Why they are giving to work to us? They want to reduce their cost. But if you go for on-job training and they are giving their local language, and their if you we have agreement, like even though they have like local language, but we have an agreement. At the time of agreement, you should supposed to get that KT from English language only, like that we have agreement. Okay, even though they are giving some the local language, then we can inform to our project transition manager. So this is the KT is happening on the local language. Please kindly help, like that. We can ask them. But every project looks like existing project, new project. New project లో మీరు ఇలా హైర్ అయిన తర్వాత ఓజీటీ కానీ రిమోట్ కేటీ కానీ సారీ, 2 types of కేటీస్ ఉంటాయి. ఓజేటీ అండ్ ఆన్ జాబ్ ట్రైనింగ్, అండ్ రిమోట్ కేటీ అంటే ఇండియాలో నుంచే నీకు యాక్సెస్లు ఉంటాయి, మన స్కైప్ కానీ టీమ్స్ కానీ ఇలాగా. సో కామన్ షేర్ పాయింట్ ఉంటుంది, అక్కడ ఫైల్ సేవ్ చేస్తారు. సో దట్ విల్ బి టేకెన్ కేర్ బై ద ఐటీ టీమ్ మెంబర్స్. సో నీకు ఎప్పుడైతే కంపెనీలో జాయిన్ అయిన తర్వాత నీ డేటా బేస్ చేసుకొని నీకు యాక్సెస్లో అప్లై చేస్తారు. వన్స్ యూ విల్ యాక్సెస్ అప్లై చేసిన తర్వాత యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు connect to the client by using your Skype or mail to send any kind of communication, to set up meeting, everything. We are located in India, they are located in outside country. So to connect bridge between two persons, we have connections. Now you went for a AZT for new project, and what is the process steps there? There is a activity list, and they will give the already you have activity list that you already received from your manager or your project transition manager from your Infosys or Genpact company. You have already activity list. So this is the activity list I have, and so like that we will schedule a plan and training plan. This all we call as a KT, knowledge transfer training plan. సో మీకు ప్రాజెక్ట్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఫస్ట్ కేటీ ఉంటుంది, ప్రీ కేటీ ఆర్ కేటీ. సో ఈ కేటీ కంటే ముందు అసలుకి వాళ్ళు ఏమేమి ఇక్కడ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అనేది నెక్స్ట్ మంత్లో స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది అనుకున్నాం. సో వాళ్ళు ఒక 1 month బిఫోర్ ఇక్కడ ఈ ఇన్ఫోసిస్ ఆర్ జెన్పాక్ట్ హైర్ చేసేసుకొని ప్రీ కేటీ అంటే ఈ నాలెడ్జ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ కాకముందులే మీకు ముందుగానే కొన్ని కంపెనీస్లో ఒక 1 month ముందుగానే హైర్ చేసారు, 2 months ఆర్ 3 months ముందుగానే హైర్ చేసుకొని ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయో వాళ్ళన్నీ ముందుగానే ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తారు కొన్ని కంపెనీస్లో. సో కొన్ని కంపెనీస్లో డైరెక్ట్గా ఇమీడియట్లీ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఉంటుంది, అప్పుడు ప్రాజెక్ట్ సడన్గా వచ్చి ఉంటాయి, అప్పుడు డైరెక్ట్గా కేటీ స్టార్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. ఫ్రీ కేటీ అంటే నాలెడ్జ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఆర్ ఫ్రీ నాలెడ్జ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్. సో జాయిన్ నువ్వు ప్రాజెక్టులు ఆన్ బోర్డు అవ్వక ఈవెన్ అలొకేట్ అవ్వకంటే ముందు కూడా నీకు ట్రైనింగ్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతాయి. దాట్ వీ కాల్ యాజ్ అ ఫ్రీ నాలెడ్జ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ వన్స్ యూ ఆల్రెడీ ఆన్ బోర్డెడ్ అండ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఆల్రెడీ స్టార్టెడ్. సో ఇక్కడ మీకు ప్రాజెక్ట్ స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఫస్ట్ కేటీతో స్టార్ట్ అవుద్ది. కేటీ స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత కేటీ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ హౌ యాక్టివిటీ యూ నీడ్ టు ప్రిపేర్, how you will go to post this entry in SAP, and where you will get the input data, and how you need to calculate this journal entry, and what kind of checks you need to do it, and what is your scope in this activity. Everything will be detailed. They will give the training to you, how you need to prepare the journal entry, and what is the journal entries like GL codes and cost centers, and how input details and everything we will get it. Or sometimes you need to take from SAP. So that steps, whatever the steps already they are following, they will give the training to you. Then what is happening? So you got the training, so and so date. Example, take it as this one date, and you got the training, and you based on the understanding of the activity, you need to prepare the instructions that we call as an SOPs. Instructions are SOPs. Maybe you are part of the R2R team. So they send all the team members. Right now we are going for OJT on-job training, other remote KT. So all team members like R2R, P2P, O2C, FPNA, all the team members they will send for OJT. Maybe if it is necessary. If it is not necessary, they will start the KT from India itself. సో అది ప్రాజెక్ట్ అనేది కాంప్లికేటెడ్గా ఉంది. అంటే వాళ్ళు ట్రైనింగ్ అనేది ప్రాపర్గా ఆన్లైన్లో జరగడం వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్ అనిపించింది. అలాంటప్పుడు వాళ్ళు నీకు డైరెక్ట్గా నీకు ఆన్ జాబ్ ట్రైనింగ్ పంపిస్తారు. లేదా ఇండియాలో నుంచే మీకు రిమోట్ కేటీ ద్వారా తీసుకోవచ్చు నాలెడ్జ్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అన్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళు డిసైడ్ అయిపోయి ఇండియాలో నుంచి మీకు యాక్సెస్లు అప్లై చేసి మీకు ఆ వర్క్ అనేది మీకు అసైన్ చేస్తారు. ఇక్కడ టవర్స్ అని డివైడ్ చేసాము కదా, సైమల్టేనియస్గా వాళ్ళు కొంతమంది ప్లాన్ చేసుకుని ఇక్కడ ఈ టీంలో ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి ఈ P2P, R2R, O2C, FPNA అందరికీ సైమల్టేనియస్గా ట్రైనింగ్ స్టార్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు. లేకపోతే ఫేజ్ బై ఫేజ్ మేనర్ స్టార్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు. ఫస్ట్ R2R టీంకి మనం KT స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం, తర్వాత P2P చేద్దాం, తర్వాత OTC, ఇలాగా పేజెస్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. అంటే ద పేజెస్ వాట్ వీ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ అన్ వేవ్స్. వేవ్ 1, వేవ్ 2, వేవ్ 3, వేవ్ 4, లైక్ దట్ ఇట్ విల్ బి డివైడెడ్. సో A1 అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ యూరోప్, ఫస్ట్ యూరోప్ చేస్తున్నారు వాళ్ళు, ఇక్కడ యుఎస్ చేస్తున్నారు. అలా ఒక్కొక్క రీజన్స్ బేస్ చేసుకొని అలా వాళ్ళు వేవ్గా డివైడ్ చేసుకుంటారు ప్లాన్ అనేది. సో ఫస్ట్ వేవ్ 1లో ఫస్ట్ మళ్ళీ R2R టీమ్ ఫస్ట్ మనం స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం KT ప్లాన్, తర్వాత P2P స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. అలాగా వాళ్ళకి ప్లాన్స్ ఉంటాయి ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్లో. ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్లో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దేర్ ప్లాన్ దే గివ్ ద వర్క్ అండ్ దెన్ యూ గెట్ ద KT. Once you get the KT, what you need to do, and whatever the day they providing training, you can ask the same day or next day. Once the KT is completed, you need to prepare SOPs. What we call SOPs mean in interview definitely they will ask, do you have prepared any SOPs in your previous client? Have you prepared any instructions? Have you prepared any document for your previous client? Like that you will get some questions, because if you mention 4+ years of experience, definitely in international wise clients we are getting as a business, you should able to know what is the SOPs and how we are going to prepare. This SOPs looks like how I will show you in offline, because we are not supposed to share clients data in recordings or in as per privacy agreements into clients. So how it looks like we will show you in offline, and also I will try to show you in without recording some if possibility is there. SOP is nothing but a standard operating procedure, and this is the what is the process step starts from, like starting what is the step 1 and step 2. Let me show you some few. So this is the step 1, step 2, step 3, like that we will prepare some instructions. What is the step 1? First of all, this is one of the activity like fixed asset accounting. For this activity, first they will give the training. The person who is going for a training either by on-job training or remote KT, and he provided. So this is the step you need to do. First, you need to check this invoice gets posted or not, and second step you need to create the document, and third step you need to do the capitalization, and fifth step you need to do the depreciation. If any retirement or transfer you need to do, like that they will give the training. Once they give the training, you need to prepare this kind of one document in terms of Word format. So that when that document what we prepared, that should be agreed between our client to us. మనకి క్లయింట్ కి మధ్య అగ్రిమెంట్ కి అవి అగ్రి అవ్వాలి. ఆ అగ్రి అవ్వడానికి మళ్ళీ ప్రొసీజర్ ఉంటుంది, L1, L2 అప్రూవల్స్ అని. సో L1 అంటే లెవెల్ 1, L2 అంటే లెవెల్ 2. సో లెవెల్ 1 అనేది మనకి అక్కడ లోకల్ ఎవరైతే ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తాడో అతను, L2 అంటే వాళ్ళ ఫైనాన్స్ డైరెక్టర్, మేనేజర్. అలాగా ఈ మన సైడ్ నుంచి కూడా ఇప్పుడు మన క్లయింట్ సైడ్ నుంచి 2 అప్రూవల్స్ ఉంటాయి. మనం క్లయింట్స్ మన కంపెనీ సైడ్ నుంచి వర్కింగ్ కంపెనీ సైడ్ నుంచి కూడా 2 అప్రూవల్స్ ఉంటాయి మన ఇంటర్నల్గా కూడా. సో టీమ్ లీడర్ ఆర్ అదర్వైజ్ డెలివరీ మేనేజర్, అలాగా 2 టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ అప్రూవల్స్ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. సో బోత్ సైడ్ 2 టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ అప్రూవల్స్ ఉంటాయి జనరల్గా. సమ్ కంపెనీస్ 3 టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ అప్రూవల్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. ఫస్ట్ నువ్వు అర్థం చేసుకుని దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకుని ఎస్ఓపి ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తావు. ఎస్ఓపి ప్రిపేర్ చేసిన తర్వాత వీ నీడ్ టు సైన్ అప్ బిట్వీన్ బోత్ సైడ్, ఫ్రమ్ ది క్లయింట్ సైడ్, ఫ్రమ్ ది అవర్ కంపెనీ సైడ్. వన్స్ ఈ ఎస్ఓపి సైన్ అప్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత సో నువ్వు అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఎలా ఉందని అసెస్మెంట్స్ పెడతారు. సో హౌ యు ఆర్ డూయింగ్ యువర్ వర్క్, ఈజ్ ఇట్ ఓకే ఆర్ ఎనీ ట్రైనింగ్ ప్లాన్ ఈజ్ రిక్వైర్డ్, ఈజ్ దేర్ ఎనీ మేజర్ ఇష్యూస్ ఆర్ ఐడెంటిఫైడ్, ఈజ్ దేర్ ఎనీ అప్రోచబుల్, ఈజ్ దేర్ ఎనీ కంప్లైంట్స్ ఇష్యూ దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్, like that they will do some assessments. Once this assessments is completed and they will give work and you are at the next stage, it will move to pilot stage. So pilot stage means నీకు వర్క్ అనేది అసైన్ చేస్తారు, నువ్వు సమ్ మినిమం ఎర్రర్ చేసినా కూడా వీ హ్యావ్ అన్ అగ్రిమెంట్, దే విల్ అగ్రి. తర్వాత ఫైనల్ స్టేజ్ వన్ స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత అప్పుడు నువ్వు డ్రైవ్, సో యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు డ్రైవ్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ ఏబుల్ టు డూ యాక్టివిటీస్. వన్స్ ఈ యాక్టివిటీస్ చేసిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళు ఒక సర్టెన్ పీరియడ్ టైం 1 month 2 months నీకు హైపర్ కెరీర్ పీరియడ్ అని ఇస్తారనమాట. 1 month 2 months వరకు వాళ్ళు మినిమం సపోర్ట్ జస్ట్ వర్క్ చూస్తూ ఉంటారు, నువ్వు పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటావు. ఇక్కడ వాళ్ళు పర్ఫామ్ చేసి వాళ్ళు మనకి కేటీ ఇస్తారు, ఇక్కడ నువ్వు అర్థం చేసుకున్న డాక్యుమెంట్ ప్రిపేర్ చేస్తావు. ఇక్కడ నీకు ఓకే అన్నట్టు నీకు లైసెన్స్ టు ఆపరేట్ అని ఇక్కడ అసెస్మెంట్స్ క్లియర్ చేసిన తర్వాత లైసెన్స్ ఎల్టీఓ అని నీకు అప్లై చేస్తారు, లైసెన్స్ టు ఆపరేట్ అని నీకు యాక్సెస్లు అన్నీ అప్లై చేస్తారు. వన్స్ నువ్వు అసెస్మెంట్స్ అన్నీ కంప్లీట్ అయ్యి పాస్ అయిన తర్వాత సో బోత్ సైడ్ అగ్రీ అవుతారు, అంటే క్లయింట్ సైడ్ నుంచి మన కంపెనీ సైడ్ నుంచి. వన్స్ అగ్రీ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత నీకు యాక్టివిటీస్ అసైన్ చేస్తారు, అప్పుడు నువ్వు యు ఆర్ రైట్ నౌ యు ఆర్ ద డ్రైవర్, యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు డూ దట్ యాక్టివిటీ. వన్స్ నీ యాక్టివిటీ చేసిన తర్వాత సమ్ 1 to 2 months హైపర్ కేర్ పీరియడ్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ పీరియడ్లో సో నువ్వు ఏదైనా మినిమం ఎర్రర్ చేసినా కూడా ఇట్ విల్ నాట్ గెట్ ఎనీ పెనాల్టీస్. యాజ్ ఐ మెన్షన్, ఇఫ్ యూ మిస్ టు కంప్లీట్ యువర్ యాక్టివిటీస్ ఇన్ టైమ్ లైన్స్ హియర్, మనం టైమ్ లైన్స్ చెప్పాను కదా, ఈ టైమ్ లైన్స్లో చేయకపోయినా స్టార్టింగ్ 1 month 2 months పీరియడ్లో దే విల్ నాట్ మేక్ ఎనీ పెనాల్టీస్. తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ గోలైవ్ స్టేజ్. వన్స్ ఈ గోలైవ్కి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత నీ వర్క్ అనేది నువ్వు కంప్లీట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటావు. సో నీ వర్క్ నువ్వు కంప్లీట్ చేసిన తర్వాత మంత్లీ బేసిస్ వాళ్ళు ఎస్ఎల్ఏస్ అండ్ కేపీఎస్ బేస్ చేసుకొని నీ వర్క్ని మెజర్ చేస్తారు. సో నువ్వు అగ్రీ చేసిన యాక్టివిటీ ఎన్ని రోజులు చేసావు, వెదర్ యూ ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు కంప్లీట్ ఆర్ నాట్, ఈస్ దర్ ఎనీ డిలే ఇన్ వైల్ పర్ఫార్మింగ్ యాక్టివిటీ. అండ్ ఈ గోలైవ్ అండ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అంటే ఇంకా రెగ్యులర్ బిజినెస్. సో ఇక్కడ బిజినెస్ జరుగుతుంది, మనం అకౌంటింగ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం, మంత్ టు మంత్ బుక్స్ క్లోజ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ న్యూ ప్రాజెక్ట్. సేమ్ వే ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అంటే ఆల్రెడీ నువ్వు సమ్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ని ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అంతా అయిపోయింది, సో ఈ గాట్ సమ్ బెటర్ ఆపర్చునిటీ సమ్ అదర్ కంపెనీ, ఈ లెఫ్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ది కంపెనీ, బట్ యాజ్ పర్ ద నోటీస్ పీరియడ్ ఈ విల్ సర్వ్ 2 to 2 months or 1 month. Company what they will do, Genpact company, they will hire for new person and the already existing person, he has to provide the training to the person who is coming to taking care of these roles and responsibilities. సో న్యూ పర్సన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇలా జనరల్గా ఓజీటీకి ఛాన్స్ అనేది చాలా తక్కువ ఉంటుంది, రిమోట్ కేటీ జనరల్గా ఇప్పుడు మనం అంతా వర్క్ ఫ్రమ్ హోమ్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి సో త్రూ స్కైప్ ఆర్ ఇలా టీమ్స్ ఇలా కేటీ తీసుకుంటాం. అదే మనం ఆఫీస్కి వెళ్తే డైరెక్ట్ పక్కన కూర్చొని మనకి ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తారనమాట. సో ఈ ట్రైనింగ్ ప్లాన్ అనేది మన నోటీస్ పీరియడ్ 1 month, డిఫెన్స్ అండ్ క్రిటికల్ యాక్టివిటీస్, ఈ యాక్టివిటీస్ నీకు ఎక్కువ క్రిటికల్గా ఉంటే 2 months, సో సింపుల్గానే ఉంటే 1 month అలా కేటీ ఇస్తారు. So this is the total process flow of projects, like how existing project or new project. I hope you guys are a little bit understood, I think. So now this is the total process of this project prospective. So you can ask now questions. I think continuously a flow is happened. So if anything you can ask now, I will try to clarify it.
Hello.
Hello.